Hey peeps, Pixie Poison welcomes you to another Let's Play. And keeping with the vein in which I've been doing most of my Let's Plays so far, it's only fitting that my next one should be the next one in this compelling line of games, which is, of course, Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror.
This must be the place. Professor Ubier's house.
Looks pretty creepy. I'd been away from Paris and hadn't seen Nico for nearly 6 months.
Ooh.
I wanted to celebrate our reunion, but she had other plans. An appointment with an archaeologist. Something to do with a Mayan stone she came across while researching the story. The guy who answered the door didn't look much like an archaeologist to me.
Me neither, George.
I had a bad feeling about this.
I like how it crosses over those two cinematic things, drawing parallels. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ugh. Sneaky and nasty. Oh, Black Widow. Now these are just nasty bastards, aren't they? Oh. Right then, peeps, I might as well tell you this now, because the next bit is going to have to happen really quick. Right. When you get control, you have to look at the bookcase. So, just click on it. Come on. There we go.
I glanced over the books, vaguely hoping to find a copy of How to Deal with Poisonous Spiders While Tied to a Chair. No such luck. But I noticed one corner of the bookcase was supported by a loose block of wood.
Now you have to click the block of wood.
Maybe I'd been a little heavy-handed, but it was a question of survival. Of course, I was still tied to a chair in a burning house with no means of escape.
Very true. Right, well now that we've killed the spider, we want to get you free, George. So, we'll click on the metal bracket.
With one mighty bound, our hero was free. Now, I had to deal with that fire.
Right. And just for shits and giggles, you can click on the squash spider.
I wasn't touching that spider goo.
Right, anyway. I'll open the writing bureau.
Inside, I found a bottle of tequila.
Go on, we'll have a sip.
Normally, I didn't drink strong spirits, but today was far from normal. Ew. Disgusting. Not only did the tequila burn like hell, I just managed to stop myself from swallowing the worm.
Ew. We'll pick up the worm.
There was something short, fleshy, and gross on the carpet. It was the worm from the bottle of tequila.
Well, now we've got that, it seems we've got a dart over here, so we'll pick that up too.
That dart was sharper than a mosquito's business end, but this didn't deter me from getting it anyway.
Good, because we need it. And we'll raid Nico's handbag. Not a very becoming act of a gentleman, but we'll do it anyway.
was a stylish little canvas number containing a lipstick, a handwritten note, and a pair of nylon panties with a large love heart emblazoned across the front. It occurred to me that Nico's tastes must have really changed while I was away. Well, they could be useful.
Right, now that we've got it, we'll have a look at that note.
I guess I had no business reading the note, but I figured it might give me a clue to what Nico was involved in. It was from Andre Labanau, the history student Nico had known at college. The letter was sentimental mush, and revealed that the exotic lingerie, as he called it, was a gift from him.
Oh.
It gave his telephone number. Labanau figured himself as a rival for Nico's affections, but I couldn't believe that that creep was in the running.
Me neither, George. Anyway, onwards and outwards. Right. Now, the cabinet is way too hot to open. So, we want to use the dart on the cupboard. Open sesame.
As I released the lock, something blew the doors open.
Now, it was that cylinder there. Now, we can't pick it up with the bare hands because it'll be too hot. So we'll use the exotic lingerie to pick it up.
The panties I'd found in Nico's bag were just what I needed to wrap around the hot cylinder.
Right. Now, we'll put the cylinder on the siphon. Which means that we can put out the fire.
The cylinder gave out a faint hiss as the valve opened. Now I had one primed up and ready to use extinguisher.
Then let's use it on the flames, George. Sorry, that came out a bit weird then, peeps.
With a well-aimed squirt of the soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico.
Before we do that, George, I've just remembered something. We need to go back this way. Because... where are you going? Where are you going? Hold on. I need to open that drawer. Because I remembered there's something important inside there.
In the drawer was a small decorated pot.
Aha. Right. Now, we need to look inside the pot, because there's something inside.
The pot contained a key.
Excellent. Right then. Now we can go out the door. Go on, George.
I wasn't going to burn myself on that red-hot doorknob, and it wasn't the time for subtlety.
Hell no. Booyah! And that, peeps, is how it's done. Right. Now we'll pick up the news cutting that we've got here. Because it's quite an important one.
I'd found a piece of newspaper folded in two. It referred to a forthcoming eclipse of the sun. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be visible from Europe. The best place to view the eclipse would be Mexico.
Well, that's interesting. But it's what's inside the news cutting that we want to know about.
It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse. Wrapped inside it was another small piece of paper. It was a bank statement for Ubier's account from an automatic telling machine. The last 5 withdrawals were for large amounts, and all made in Marseille.
So Ubier rather has been flashing the cash then, has he? Right. We'll pick up the telephone, I think.
Much as I disliked him, Labanau might be my only hope of finding Nico.
Bite the bullet, George.
Hi, Andre?
Who is this?
It's George Stobart, Nico's boyfriend.
Don't you mean ex-boyfriend?
Ooh.
Look, I didn't call you just to pick a fight. I need to talk to you about Nico.
Can't you accept she's just not interested in you?
Listen, Andre, we need to talk. Nico's life depends on it.
Okay. You remember the cafe at Montfaucon?
Sure.
Charming.
Andre? You better show, you creep.
Yeah.
I felt an irrational urge to wipe my ear.
Right. Now, since we've now got the house key, we'll open the door with it. Because we have places to be.
I unlocked the door.
Let's go.
I wasn't looking forward to meeting Labino again, but he was my only link with Nico.
And here we are again. Look familiar, peeps?
There was no sign of Labino when I got to the cafe. I decided to order a coffee and wait for him.
Now, I don't know if you recognize him, but this guy here is also familiar. Let's find out who he is.
Pardon me, but don't I know you?
Huh?
You were here the day I found the catacombs.
I was? Ah, yes. I remember you.
Yeah. Are you still in the police force?
No, not anymore. I'm a man of leisure. And what brings you back to Paris?
There we go, see? It's the policeman. The lazy policeman who wouldn't do his job. But anyway, we digress. Why are we here in Paris? Nico, of course.
My girlfriend.
What it is to be young and in love. Will you share a bottle of wine with me?
Hey, listen, I'd love to, but I need to keep a clear head.
So my company isn't good enough for you.
We never said that, did we? Right. Well, ask him about himself.
Why did you leave the police?
I was forced to retire. The golden handshake. Only in my case, it was more copper than gold.
How come?
I was made a scapegoat to cover up the department's inefficiencies.
Hardly. You were a lazy git who just sat on your arse all day. We'll show him the note just for shits and giggles.
Tell me what you make of this note.
From my years of experience, I gained a pretty good insight into handwriting. I'd say that note was written by a compulsive, obsessive type with an Oedipus complex.
Hey, you got just about everything apart from the ponytail.
Nice. Come on, we'll ask him about the dart, I think.
What do you make of this dart?
I remember a case where the victim was killed with just such a device. The poison acted in seconds, causing his body to swell up like an inflatable life raft.
Ooh, sounds nasty. Right. We'll talk about Professor Oubier.
Have you ever heard of a Professor Oubier?
No, monsieur. I don't recall the name.
Well, apparently he's an expert on Mayan art and history.
A little out of my field of experience, monsieur. If he'd been a serial killer or a sodomite, I might have been able to help.
Lovely. Right. Ooh, the waiter. We'll have a drink while we're here, I think.
Oh, garçon. He ignored me. I'm sure it was deliberate.
Yeah, so am I, George. Well, never mind. We'll try again in the next video. So, see you there, peeps.